Part 1. You will hear a student calling a recruitment office to ask about available part-time job opportunities. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6. Now listen and answer questions 1 to 6.
Good morning, Orion Solutions Recruitment Desk. How can I help you today?
Hi, my name's Daniel, and I'm studying economics at university. I heard your company offers part-time work for students, and I'd like to know more.
Yes, we do. We've got several entry-level roles suitable for students. May I ask which type of role you're most interested in?
Well, I'd prefer something administrative, maybe data entry, because it links to my course. But I'm open to other positions if the hours work for me.
All right. At the moment, we have vacancies in 2 areas. There's a data entry clerk role, which is more desk-based, and there's also a customer support assistant job, which involves taking calls and helping with client queries.
I think data entry sounds more suitable for me. What about working hours?
The standard shift for part-time staff is 4 hours. For data entry, shifts usually run from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Customer support runs later, often from 2 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Okay. Mornings would actually work better with my lectures. How many days per week would I be expected to work?
For students, we set a minimum of 3 days each week. Some choose 4 or 5, but 3 is the minimum commitment.
Right. And what about pay?
Pay is competitive. For the data entry role, the hourly wage is £10.50. For customer support, it's £11.25. Students often assume they're the same, but actually support assistants earn a little more.
Interesting. And do I need prior experience for either job?
No, neither role requires formal experience. However, for data entry, we do expect you to type at least 40 words per minute with good accuracy. For support assistants, confidence in speaking on the phone is important.
Got it. What about training?
Training is provided for all new recruits. For data entry, training takes 1 day. For customer support, it's slightly longer, 2 full days. Both sessions are compulsory and run at the start of each month.
Thanks.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
And where is the office based? I live near the city center, so I need to know how long the commute will be.
The office is in Business Park, just off Westfield Road. It's about 10 minutes by bus from the main railway station.
Okay, that's close enough. One last thing. Is there parking on site?
There isn't on-site parking for part-time staff, but we recommend using the cloud parking opposite the business park. It's cheaper with a student discount.
That's useful. Are there any extra benefits for student workers?
Yes, you get access to the staff canteen, which offers discounted meals. And after 3 months, you qualify for free membership at the company gym.
Oh, that's great. And when could I start if I'm successful?
If you apply now and pass the interview, the next training for data entry staff begins on the 1st of July. That's the earliest start date.
That is the end of Part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers to Part 1. Part 2. You will hear a speaker introducing a new animal welfare office in Elmwood. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15. Now listen and answer questions 11 to 15.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the official opening of the Elmwood Animal Welfare Office. I'm Rachel Morris, the Regional Coordinator, and I'll be taking you through what this center is about and how it came to be. First, a little history. Our organization, Animal Care Alliance, was founded back in the 1970s, but not here in Elmwood. The first office was in Manchester, when a group of local vets realized there was no central body to respond quickly to cases of neglect. Over the years, the Alliance expanded across northern cities, and only recently, after nearly 50 years, have we been able to open in this area. Why Elmwood? Well, many assume it's because of the funding we received from the city council. In reality, the decision came after a survey of rural villages nearby showed an alarming rise in abandoned farm dogs. So it wasn't money that pushed the idea, it was community need. As for the building itself, some of you may recognize it. It used to be a library, but when that closed 5 years ago, the space was repurposed. We've redesigned it with kennels, small treatment rooms, and an office for admin staff. There isn't a surgical theater here. Larger operations are still referred to the city hospital, but basic care can be handled on site. Now, services. Many people think we're just about rescuing stray dogs and cats. While that's a major part, it's far from everything. We also run vaccination drives, provide adoption counseling, and offer school workshops on animal welfare. For example, last month we held a session at Elmwood Primary School where pupils designed posters about caring for pets. Let me touch on the team. Some assume we only hire vets, but that's not the case. Our staff is mixed. Veterinary nurses, behavioral specialists, volunteers, and even a part-time social worker who helps families adjusting to pet adoption. Altogether, there are 18 of us here, though not everyone is full-time.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 16 to 20.
Looking ahead, we plan to introduce more community programs. In October, we're launching a safe haven scheme where families fostering pets temporarily can receive financial support. In November, we'll host a charity run through Elmwood Park to raise awareness. December will focus on wildlife. We'll have talks on hedgehog rescue and protecting bird populations in winter. And for those wondering about practicalities, opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We close on Sundays, except for emergencies. Our busiest days are usually Mondays because people often report incidents over the weekend. Transport here is simple. Buses from the city stop right outside the office. Parking, however, is trickier. There's a public parking on Brook Street, about a 5-minute walk away. We don't recommend parking in front of the building itself, as that space is reserved for rescue vans. One last point, visitors sometimes expect to see animals wandering freely here. For safety reasons, all animals are housed in restricted zones. You may hear barking, but the kennels are off limits to the public. Guided tours of the facilities happen only on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. sharp. So, in summary, this center is part of a long-running organization placed here because of local need and offering a wide range of services, both for animals and the wider community. We hope Elmwood residents see it not just as a shelter, but as a hub for education and support.
That is the end of Part 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers to Part 2. Part 3. You will hear two students discussing their group presentation on artificial intelligence and its impact on employment. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24. Now listen and answer questions 21 to 24.
Hey, Sarah, have you had a chance to draft the outline for our presentation on AI and the job market?
Yeah, I've started. I thought we could begin with a short overview of artificial intelligence, what it actually means, before moving into employment trends. Some students might not know the difference between automation and AI.
True. We should make that clear right at the start. Maybe you can handle the introduction. You're good at breaking down technical terms.
Sure, I'll do that. Then we can move into examples of jobs that AI is affecting. But here's the tricky part. Should we talk about factory jobs first, or start with professional sectors like law and medicine?
I'd say start with factory and routine office work. That's what most people associate with automation. If we start with lawyers and doctors, it might confuse them.
Good point. And I found a recent study that shows customer service roles are changing even faster than factory ones because of chatbots. We can use that as a transition into white-collar jobs.
Nice. For case studies, I thought we could compare two companies, one in manufacturing and one in finance. For instance, Tesla's factories, where robots do assembly, and then JP Morgan's legal document system.
Yeah, the legal one is great. It processes thousands of contracts in seconds. That really illustrates the shift.
Exactly. And maybe we should also mention a positive example where AI creates jobs, not just removes them, like the rise of data analysis roles. Otherwise, the presentation will sound too negative.
Totally agree. Plus, universities are introducing new degrees in AI-related fields, so education is adapting. We should stress that.
Right. And what about structure? Should we end with predictions or with policy recommendations?
I think predictions will capture attention better, like estimates that 30% of current roles may be automated by 2035. Then, right at the end, we can briefly suggest how governments could support workers.
Perfect. So, introduction, job categories affected, case studies, new jobs created, predictions and solutions.
That flows well. For the slides, I'll put the statistics in graphs, and you can explain the case studies.
Works for me.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
Now, about our table in the handout, we wanted to summarize job categories, AI impact, and presentation examples. Let's check we have them sorted.
Okay, first category, manufacturing. The AI impact is automation of assembly lines, and the example we'll give is Tesla's robot-based production.
Right. Then customer service.
Lots of people still imagine call centers full of staff answering phones, but in reality, many of those voices you hear are not human at all. Chatbots now handle everything from simple banking requests to online retail queries.
For legal work, it's fascinating to see how AI is changing things. Traditionally, junior lawyers spent endless hours checking through contracts and case files. Now, specialized AI systems can scan thousands of pages in seconds. We'll highlight document review by AI systems, and the example will be JP Morgan's contract analysis tool.
And then we have healthcare. AI diagnostic tools can analyze scans and medical images, sometimes spotting tiny details that a human radiologist might overlook. This doesn't replace doctors, but supports them in making faster and more accurate decisions.
Next is education. Classrooms today are no longer just textbooks and chalkboards. AI-powered platforms can track each student's progress and adjust the lessons accordingly, meaning weaker students get more practice, and stronger students move ahead without waiting.
Finally, new job creations. It's easy to assume AI only takes jobs away, but it also creates entire career paths that didn't exist 10 years ago.
Great, that fills our table. Now we just need to polish the slides and rehearse.
Agreed. If we keep it clear and balanced, I think the audience will really get how AI is reshaping employment.
That is the end of part 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 3. Part 4. You will listen to a talk about the role and significance of snakes. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen and answer questions 31 to 40.
When most people hear the word snake, they think of danger, poison, or fear. But the truth is more complex. Snakes are far older than humans. Fossil evidence shows their ancestors lived more than 100 million years ago. Over time, they adapted to almost every habitat, from deserts to forests and even oceans. This long history has made them one of the most successful reptile groups on Earth. Let's talk about diversity. There are over 3,000 species of snakes worldwide, though only around 600 are venomous. People often believe all snakes are deadly, but in fact, the majority pose no real threat to humans. The non-venomous types usually kill prey by constriction rather than venom. Consider pythons, for example. These giants, found in Asia and Africa, are powerful constrictors. They can grow several meters long and swallow animals as large as deer. Then there are boas, common in South America, that use the same hunting technique. Both groups remind us that constriction, not venom, can be a snake's advantage. On the venomous side, cobras are well known. They raise their hoods as a warning, often scaring away threats before striking. Rattlesnakes, mostly in North and South America, use their tail rattles for the same purpose. It's important to remember that most snake bites happen only when humans get too close. Snakes also play a critical role in ecosystems. Farmers may dislike them, but snakes actually protect crops by eating rodents. A single rat snake, for instance, can consume hundreds of mice in a year, preventing infestations that would otherwise destroy harvests. So what appears to be a dangerous reptile is, in reality, a silent partner in maintaining balance. Another fascinating aspect is their biology. Snakes can go weeks without food, lowering their metabolism in ways humans cannot. Their jaws, which unhinge to swallow prey larger than their heads, show extraordinary adaptation. Their skin shed, allowing them to rid themselves of parasites. Many people confuse shedding with illness, but it is actually a healthy process of growth. Culturally, snakes have always been powerful symbols. In ancient Greece, they were linked with healing, seen on the staff of Asclepius, a symbol still used in modern medicine. In Hindu traditions, they are connected with protection and cosmic energy. Of course, not all symbolism is positive. In the Bible, snakes are associated with temptation. This wide range of meanings shows how deeply snakes are woven into human imagination. Sadly, despite their importance, many species are threatened. Habitat destruction is one cause, but the illegal skin trade and fear-driven killing add to the problem. In some regions, venomous snakes are hunted for medicine, despite safer alternatives existing today. Conservation groups now work to educate communities. Instead of killing snakes on site, locals are encouraged to relocate them safely. Protecting snake habitats also benefits other wildlife, from birds to small mammals. The message is clear. Conserving snakes is not just about saving reptiles, but about preserving entire ecosystems. In fact, some schools in rural areas now include short awareness sessions, teaching children how to identify venomous species and why harmless snakes should be left alone. Documentaries and radio campaigns also play a role, spreading the idea that snakes are not monsters, but an important part of nature. With more awareness, fear gradually turns into respect, creating a healthier balance between people and wildlife.
That is the end of part 4.